sounds complicated, but in the end, whatever happens, happens. And it's okay, right? Right. Because that's what nature does too. It sends out lots of seeds everywhere, and where they land and if they take, we don't know. They don't know until it happens, and so we're also part of that experience in doing the planting. Once all the canopy, the big trees are done, you go to the next layer. And again, you don't want to put all the maples on one side and have none left for the other side. So it's just a little bit of care and planning, but not to get crazy about it. And if in doubt, always check with your coordinator. And we hope today when everything gets delivered, we know not everything is going to be labeled, and that will be part of our job. So any of you staying for sorting, part of the job will be to label everything so we know what we're dealing with when everybody comes on the week. Another nice way to think of it, like I said, in nature, shrubs are usually before the forest, so the edge, and that's a very important place. But we also have lots and lots of plants that are flowering types, and they're lovely to have on the edge as well, because then it shows a big display whenever they bloom. And so that's another consideration, just to complicate it a little bit more. But like I said, we will just work with whatever happens. And sometimes the plants will tell us where they are, so we just need to listen. So once you've chosen your plant, and here I have a tray of mulberries in gallon nuts. And then I'm choosing a square. So mulberry on the list is a tree or understory?
It should be tree. I think I didn't have any. I was just quickly adding it.
Yeah.
So I don't think I put that right.
So I believe it's tree. And we probably have most of anything is the trees. So they're going to be planted fairly densely.
I think about 40% is tree layers.
40% is tree layers, so that's pretty significant.
30 to 50 feet is the red blueberry. Only close right artery to 30 feet.
Yeah.
So it's kind of tree to understory.
Tree to understory, right.
Yeah.
So mulberry tells us it's flexible. And in the end, the goal is to have in every square 3 plants. And we'll know that because after you plant, you'll get, I don't know if there's going to be a color coordination effort. I think that's pretty hard to do. But with each plant, you'll mark it with a flag, and then we'll be able to see it because it will be hard to see. But it will also help keep our tree protectors on when we do that in December. So I'm choosing a square. I'm choosing this square right here. And I like it because it has some weeds in it. And so I'm going to just say to myself, let's take care of the weeds while we plant. We don't want lots of weed competition in the first 3 years for our little forest. So we're going to dig out the weeds, and that'll be the planting hole for this square. And I'm just going to push the mulch away. So there's 4 to 6 inches of mulch that needs to be shoved aside. And under that, we had a layer of composted manure, or just compost. And then under that, we had a layer of 4 to 6 inches of hay. So we got to get down to the soil level, and there's lots of mulch. Let's just use our back a little bit. Bend your knees when you're lifting. I'm getting to soil. So, wow, the whole hay layer is gone. Beautiful. All we've got is the mulch, and I just cut the leaves off the dandelion, but I see the root here, so I'm going to dig down. It's very nice to dig in this. It's a sandy loam. It's a beautiful soil. Look how dark it is, gorgeous.
Is the original soil a sandy loam?
Yep. Use a bit of straw. There's a little bit of straw, hay, old hay, whatever we had donated. And so I've dug out the dandelion. I'm at the soil level and I'm looking at the size of my pot. Depth is the most important thing. And next to depth is width. So you want the hole to be 2 to 3 times as wide as the pot, but not any deeper than the pot. If you dig too deep, what happens is you put the plant in and then it continues to settle because it was disturbed, and so it goes deeper and deeper over time. Not good. So we don't want to go as deep. You can put the pot in and see where the level is. I can see it's high.
So which layer is the top of the pot supposed to be even?
The soil.
Just the soil.
The soil level, what it is what we're aiming for, because the mulch is going to break down over time. And I'm putting the soil aside. Try not to crumble it up too much. Keep it chunky. And you can see I'm digging a hole the size of the pot. But I said it should be 2 to 3 times as wide. So let's do some more mulch. And so we'll have to be patient on planting day because there's potentially going to be a lot of people and they're all going to be finding their square, and you can see how tight it's going to get. So we need to be patient and take turns perhaps. Making it wider. I'm going for 2 times.
Now why do you make it wide?
That's where the roots want to go. The roots want to go this way and not so much this way. It's very natural for roots to be in the first foot of soil. And so if it's loose, these baby plants can get into it very easily. And that's the goal. We're trying to help them out, keeping it aside. So, Maureen, I saw some buckets of what I think is forest soil over there.
While you're digging, I have a question.
Sure.
What about if it's like the weather is not supposed to be very good for the next couple of days? What happens to the plant? You're still planting during pouring rain, or?
I don't think there's any rain on Saturday or Sunday.
Okay, but tomorrow on Friday?
Yeah, 10 millimeters maybe.
Okay, not that much.
10 millimeters. It's in the afternoon, the evening too.
That's good for planting. We have to.
But hopefully if it cancels, somebody will send out a notice.
Absolutely, yes. Things are changing all the time, so stay tuned to all your social media and email accounts. So I checked the level and it looks pretty good. There's a few chunky bits in there. If you hit a rock, try to dig it out. There's a big root in there. I'll try and dig that out.
Such a gardener.
Big root. And see how the soil is changing color. We're getting down. But look, it was like some woody plant. Oh my goodness. Not going to get that. Get that. That's okay, it's down deep. All right. Our plants are going to come in different sizes. Some are little tiny squares that are bare root. Not too much to do with those. When you get a potted plant like this, you want to make sure you never hold it by the plant. Never hold the plant by the stem. Always the root ball. So I'm going to put my hand there. Look at the beautiful roots. There's our label. If this was filled with roots and it was circling around, I would want to make sure that I teased them out, got them spread out a little bit. This doesn't look too bad, but I can still tease it out a bit. There's a worm. Yeah, we keep the worms. And then, see how that's all loose now? These feeder roots can go that way. Here's Maureen, can I ask you to get the bag with the paper clip on top? I'm checking the level. Checking the level. It looks too low. Looks too low. So I'm going to put some back. This is the fun part. We get to take some mature forest soil and add it to our planting hole as an offering. And it's giving a nice mix of mycorrhizae and bacteria and other fungi from the fully mature forest, inoculating the new forest with it. So we can just put some in the bottom.
Is that instead of the mycorrhizal powder you
No,
were talking
not
about?
instead. Also, so we're going to do both. So at Wolf Island we have also some clay. It's a sandy loam like this, and we have some clay to offer. Clay holds more nutrients, so just putting a little handful of clay or forest soil is enough of an offering for our little tree. Now, here's the mycorrhizal fungi. There it is. It's going to be packaged up in small baggies for you, and only you should do it because it's expensive and we don't want to run out. But I'm taking a pinch, which is about a milliliter. A pinch. That's much required mycorrhizal fungi spores. You try to get it on contact with the roots. And once the moisture and the roots start feeding, the spores wake up and they start growing. So we know that there's no mycorrhizal fungi here for these trees because it hasn't been growing trees forever. That's why we're doing this. Now we're going to backfill. Is it straight? If you need to adjust, do it. And now we can start putting back the soil. Try to put back the bottom parts to the bottom. If you've got clods, you can break them up. There's a big chunk right there. It breaks up really nice. At Lakeside, it might be a little bit harder to break up. That's okay.
Here's a question for Lakeside. Lakeside sometimes it's like a solid.
Yep.
So what would you put in between the solid right?
You just have to use. You just have to use your spade and try to break it up. Yep. So if that's all you can get, that's all you can get, and you can fill it up with some crumbs, and mulch will fill in the rest. And eventually, over time, because we fed the soil so much organic matter with the wood chips and hay, the microorganisms will do the breaking up for us over time. So air pockets aren't good, and when you have big chunks like that, you might have some air pockets. So do the best you can. I was planting in a 100% clay soil like that yesterday, and it was chunky, and then I had my mulch. And watering should help settle it out too.
Yeah, the rain will close it.
Yep. So now I'm just getting the soil back. Look at all the worms. So here's how that came out.
You know, it's interesting when you talk about those microorganisms, and Anishinaabe Moan, they're considered to be little spirits, right? That's the word. The word is manabushan, and it means like little tiny spirits. They do transformative work. That's what they do. That's why they're here. That's the bundle they offer creation. It's little tiny spirits. Little tiny spirits in perfect sense.
We can't live without them. can see, there's how the level was from the pot, and it's still level with the soil. And now I'm just adding the mulch, but I don't want to go anywhere near touching the plant itself. Okay?
So a few inches out from the plant is where you put the mulch?
Yep. Just so that it's like 1 to 2 inches away. It will settle some.
And that's so that it doesn't ruin the bark.
Well, you don't want to have moisture along the stem. Plus, sometimes this mulch can get hot and harm the plant. And it will
It's
be
breaking down.
more exact to what the plant wants as this settles down. So this is all going to settle down to the level. In a couple years, you'll be amazed. You won't see it. You won't see a level difference at all. And then we have, so we put in our offering and the flag, the red flag, will go right beside.
What do you mean you put in our offering?
Well, I put in some forest soil as an offering.
That's what they
And so the flag goes in so that there's about 2 feet above, because then we're going to come back and put tree protector around this, and this is going to hold the tree protector. And it will alert people that don't come here, don't walk here, don't ride your scooters here. Okay? And label. The label eventually won't last, but that's okay, because as the trees grow, they will identify themselves to us by their sheer beauty. Leaves, bark, we'll be able to tell what they are in the end. It'll be a fun game to ID that plant. So who wants to try one? Oh, for heaven's sake, let's not forget a very important part. Watering. So every location has a different system. We want to give about half a container. The soil is very moist, so I would say even less than that. A quarter container, just water that in. In fact, what I should have done is water it before I put the mulch on, but that's okay. At Wolf Island, we have a different system. Where's Virginia? Oh, there she is. At Wolf Island, we have a big water truck coming at the end of the day, so everything will get watered after the fact. So that's why I forgot that. Who wants to try? Who wants to try? See what they come up with. Let's clean up our square too. I buried the string line here.